Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the KGC Fourball. I am Fraser Bond, taking over a little bit of hosting for this evening. And joining me tonight, we've got Mr. PBK, Cam Jones, and Sam Brooks, Mr. Level Pegs. How you doing, fellas?
Great, mate.
Yeah,
Very
good,
good,
thanks, brother.
Great job on the intro, brother. That was epic.
Agreed.
Smooth as.
I'll tell you right now, I haven't done many prize givings or any speaking in the last few months, mate. The heart rate in the living room right now is up. Okay,
Good.
Get a heart rate monitor.
Palms
On
a
the
bit
go.
sweaty.
Oh, a little bit there. So let's start off quickly right now. I just want to say cheers to Sam for joining us, and we'll start with what everyone's drinking. So, Sam, what are you drinking there tonight, mate?
This evening, I'm drinking a gin, and it is a Kapiti gin, Imagination. So triple distilled in Kapiti, Parapara Umu. So Kiwi drink tonight.
Beautiful.
Nice one.
Local.
PVK?
Yeah, brother PJ, not that he's here, he kind of inspired me last week to go on the bit of the Aotearoa health buzz. So, yeah, I'm on the waters for the next 7 weeks. Signed up to a 7-week challenge.
What's the challenge, Pete?
Oh, it's just the boot camp challenge, bro. Like,
Not drinking.
yeah, it's part of it. No, it was just, as you can see, I've kind of lost the facial hair, and behind the Movember cause, and I was raising awareness for mental health, but kind of when I stepped back and had a look at it, it's like, you can talk about mental health, but when you look at it, bro, you're a bit out of shape and should probably look at getting your physical and mental health kind of in line. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's what that's all about. Yeah. What are
Hey.
you drinking there, Cam?
I'm kind of with you, bro. I've got a combination. I got a bit of H2O and back in the kombuchas, So I had my my second dose of the Vax today, so was advised not to have any beverages this evening. So yeah, just on the waters and the kombucha. Yeah, a bit boring this week, but I'll be back on. I'll have an alcoholic one with me next week, boys. No need to worry about that. Fraser, what are you drinking, mate? You got some bone face or?
Yeah, obviously got the bone face. I've refused to
Show
drop
sponsor.
it off I've refused to drop it off at PJ's house since he's not going to be drinking it, and now I won't have to drop it anymore off at PVK's house either. So I've gone well there, and I had a little tickle of the tequila from the other night. Just quickly there because the old Melbourne Cup's gone well. So we're off to a good evening. We're off to a really good evening. Mm-hmm.
It's allowed.
Big long evening ahead for you then, mate.
Yeah, you gotta have to lock in. Yeah. Also, I can't go anywhere. I can't spend any winnings. So I'm just gonna sit at home. So
can you tell everybody who your horse was today?
Yes, it was very elegant. Very much like myself. I mean, it's self-described. That's what inspired it, really. Took a look in the mirror this morning. I went, you know what? That's where it's going to be going.
That's
Yeah,
your goal.
listen to the gut. Listen to the gut.
Listen to the gut. So, actually, we're talking about that point. We are in Movember. Myself, I've personally taken on the Movember challenge of growing a mow. The challenge for me is actually growing a mow. What about Cam? What are you doing? Are you doing that, mate?
Yeah, I got a head start this year on the beard. Yeah, it's going to get pretty fiery, pretty ranger. It's already quite itchy and it's not even that long yet. So, I'll be growing a beard, but then also me and 6 of my mates have decided to walk up Mount Eden in the middle of Tamaki Makaurau, and we're trying to scale the height of Mount Everest, which I think is like 8,800 and something meters. So I think in total it's like 46 times up and down. Something crazy. So I don't know if I'm keen to try and do all 46 laps. I think my mate's saying that they were going to kind of sort of do half each and do the total of that, but I'm pretty keen to try and give it a nudge. Went up there yesterday for the first time during the daytime. I've only been there one other time, which was for that blood moon that we had a few weeks ago. But yeah, first time up there during the day, and fuck, what a place, up there on a clear day. Like, that's actually spectacular. Like, I have never seen Auckland like that. So fingers crossed we get a nice sunny day. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for Movember. So yeah, if you want to donate to my Movember account, it's on my Instagram page. But yeah, that's me. What about you boys? Pete, what are you doing for Movember? Anything? Just
growing a mow. It's kind of the first time we've actually got behind and officially done it. I've kind of just done the old shave and grown them out, but haven't fundraised. And this year I decided to, stop being eat ass and actually go out and do it and get behind it. So, you can find my a link to mine on. I'm actually on the Kiwi Golf Club team, so you can donate there. I think we set the goal of $2,000. I set a very modest goal of 500, but I'm hoping to kind of smash that out the park. Sam, ever since I've known you, you've always had that beard. I don't think I've ever seen you clean shaven. Are you going to jump on the Movember buzz, or
what Cam said about when it gets itchy, I can't bear that. So I'm terrified to get rid of it, just for that reason.
To have to go back.
I've never done Movember, but I think maybe next year, maybe I will give it a nudge. Maybe you've inspired me, Pete.
You should. Yeah, I'd get behind that. I'll throw you some money.
I reckon do a challenge. I reckon challenges are the way to go. I reckon people get in behind that. Like some stupid.
Okay.
Like I thought about some sort of golf challenge, but not really playing heaps and heaps of golf at the moment. But I reckon I could like 18 holes a day or something like that for the whole month, or something crazy like that. I reckon would be quite a good one.
That'd be a great way to live life.
And see if you can use the same. See if you can use the same level peaks golf tee for all 30 or 31 days. How many days are in November?
I don't know if I want to put that to the test. I reckon I could get through 100 holes, but it's probably about that. I know there's a couple of guys in Wellington, the Deep Rough. I guess shout out to their podcast. I'm going to go catch up with them on Thursday, and I know that they do heaps of stuff for November, and I think they're trying to crack 54 holes a day, maybe for the whole month, like heavy duty stuff. They raised a lot of money last year, so you need to double check those facts. I don't know how exact that is, but they're up to something like that. So
because that's nearly half a marathon a day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I think they did something pretty similar last year. So be good to catch up with them on Thursday and see what the deal is there.
Nice. Well, I mean, good one. Good start, Movember there. Yeah, I'm on the KGC team as well. So if you want to join our KGC team, you can jump in. And to all of our listeners out there, throw your comments or your questions in for Sam or for Cam or PVK or anything that you want us to talk about. And later in the show, we'll get to those.
I'm a bit annoyed that we can't have 2 Movember accounts, to be fair. Like, it was a bit sad pulling my name off the KGC one.
It is a bit frustrating, but hey, mate, we're giving money to a good charity. So
it's all going to the same place at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, all goes. Well, talking about that, now we've got to do our little mental check because it's a big part of the Movember part. So, Cam, how's your week, bro? Come on, check in.
My week's been good. It's actually been really good, to be honest. The last 7 days has been epic. I don't know if a little bit of good weather helps as well, but no, everything's been good, man. Like, work's been good. Just happy. Just seem to be happy. Like a few weeks ago, I was struggling, as you boys know. But nah, back in the swing of things. Good. Just seem to be waking up and just feeling a little bit better, which is nice. And I think, I don't really know what to put it down to. Like, I haven't really changed anything from what I'm doing day to day, but I'm all good, boys. But I think it's quite interesting. Like, I don't know if you're wearing it, Pete, the Voices of Hope, How Are You Really tee. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing tonight. I'm going to try and wear it as much as I can this month, because when I went and got the vax thing today, like the lady, like she said it. So how are you really? And I was like, oh, I'm actually pretty good, thanks. And I think that's the whole purpose of it, right? Is to just spark a bit of convo. And it's cool. It's cool when somebody picks up on that. So I reckon if you can still support those guys with their teas, I reckon they're pretty cool. So, but yeah, all in all, boys, I'm good as gold. PVK?
Yeah, bro. Well, just firstly, they've got another run on those How Are You Really teas. I think another pre-order, and they even dropped the navy blue color. Yeah,
I'm going to cop the grey and the navy blue as well.
Oh, grey too. But yeah, just mental health wise, I kind of in a really good space. Eating healthy or healthier, getting some exercise in. I went to this boot camp this morning. Legit, I was the only guy there, and I was just getting my ass kicked by these like fit mums, and I was like, such a like rude awakening.
Oh,
Just
good.
out of shape. Like I haven't done any like proper exercise since probably the start of lockdown. I've kind of just been walking, and that's probably the most intense my workouts have been. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to kind of getting to the end of the 7-week challenge and hopefully kicking their asses. So I'll take their money. Yeah, Roxy.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I guess we're sort of luckier being in level 2. We can cruise around. So I've just been on a little bit of a golfing mission and caught up with some of the lads and played some pretty sweet golf courses. So that's been fun. And I think I've realised now that the Bay of Plenty is probably the place to live. And I've already looked into like properties and stuff, and I think we may make the move up that line. Good drainage, good weather. Even the complaints about the weather I heard were it's too cloudy, and that was about all. So yeah, good drainage on the golf courses and a good range of like mid to high tier courses. Very close vicinity, very good pricing. I think it's a good place to hang out. So
bit of a destination, you reckon?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it's a good lifestyle area if you wanted to stay there and live forever, sort of thing, and just play golf.
100%.
Base yourselves at a Kawaro because it's kind of in the middle of Rotorua, Whakatane, and Tauranga.
Oh yeah, I was thinking like Te Puna, top of the Kaimai sort of thing, but yeah, maybe that way is a good shout.
What golf courses did you play, Sam?
We left. I left Wellington at 3:30 a.m. I think it was last Friday to drive up for my tea time at Kinloch and played Kinloch and caught up with some of the lads there, and then stayed in Taupo that night in a backpackers, which was pretty wild. But
was that the one across the road from the above the Mexican shop?
Yes.
Oh man, that place.
Exactly that one. So we won't get into that too much.
I'll stay there.
Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah,
and some weird stuff goes on, but and then I stayed there that night, and the next day I caught up with a couple of the lads from Paraparaumu Beach Golf Club, and we played at Wairaki, and that was cool. It was sort of strange. We turned up and they had a full tee sheet 4 days prior, and then there was only 3 golfers on the course that day because everyone had been sort of re-locked up. So sort of sounds strange, but I think they're keen for some visitors. So if anyone wants to go up and play, I know a lot of people have been going up and playing, especially from Wellington. So that's sort of cool. And then I drove up to the Waikato and visited my mother, which is sort of on the outskirts of the borderline, thankfully. And then went up to the Bay of Plenty and played at Mount Maunganui and Te Puke. And I went to the Pro-Am there and watched some pro golf, which is pretty sweet. And so yeah, it was overall good little trip. Good to get out of the house and good to get away from work for a bit and do more golf stuff.
Nice, man. Who was your pro in the Pro-Am?
I didn't play in the Pro-Am. I just went in. I think I was like one of the 4 spectators there, but I just went around and watched Luke Toomey, and a good friend of mine, Joseph Edge, was on the bag there. So it's pretty fun to watch. I think in the first, I watched about 8 holes, and then I had to go fishing for me. But
that too.
I watched like 8 holes, and I think he had 5 lip outs in those 8 holes. It was tough to see, but yeah, Kerry Mountcastle truly got it done. So
did he what? 61.
Yeah, I talked to his playing partner, and he said he didn't miss a putt. Basically, one putted every single hole. So
shit.
Good.
Unreal.
So how about you, Bondi?
Yeah, like actually pretty good. I got a little bit down just listening to your story, traveling around the country playing golf. Apart from that, no, it's been good. It was a bit average, but I think that news that came out yesterday for us, moving down to the next step or up to the next step, however you want to word it, is positive. So to be able to probably have some Fourballs and stuff happening in a week's time, I think is real cool, real good for everybody. And I mean, I've been talking to a lot of golf clubs in Auckland and people, and yeah, it's a bit hard to understand all the rules and trying to make the right decisions at your golf club. So no, really happy just like for some of my members who just actually just sent me some direct messages and some emails just, about like just some positive words, which is cool to know that people are out there just actually care about the feedback and what you're doing. Because I made some hard decisions through this lockdown. It feels like you're talking to your friends and you got to tell them, no, you can't play. Pretty sure I told Cam he couldn't play like 3 times. But it's just because you can't bend the rules for one and then stay strict with the other. So no, it was actually, but yeah, now a real good week. Now I'm like fizzing just to get through another 7 days and get on to the next thing. So yeah, it's good. Good.
We could actually get the Fourball together for a round.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
You have to do that.
Well, maybe not Sam, but
maybe
you can't stop. Well.
I could probably cruise on up. Wouldn't be a problem.
You just wouldn't be able to leave.
Swim from Coromandel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well,
but I'm sure we could arrange something for maybe about March or something in Wellington, but we'll discuss that further later down the track.
Yeah, we will.
I reckon a little potty on the balcony at Paraparaumu Beach would be pretty epic, eh?
Keen.
Yeah,
we've got a few spots at Royale as well that we could pull one off. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We could do a couple.
Cool. So quickly before we get into the next part, just want to thank we got 2 new members to welcome to the KGC team. So we got Clint Brown and Sam Davidson this week. Welcome, guys, as members of the club.
Is that Brownie? Like the old sports presenter?
Yeah, that's him.
TV3. From TV3. There we go. Shit, we're getting the big time, boys.
Next podcast guest, like down the line, get the full report.
Oh,
but right now with our current guest, Sam Brooks. So Sam, we need to know, as we get everyone in here for the first time, like how did you get into the KGC? Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're based and your story, I guess, getting to here.
That's probably a bit of a great question. I think I met Pete. I worked for a long time, well, for maybe 5 years, I think, at the Golf House in Thorn and Key in Wellington. And I think that's where I first met Pete. And we had some discussions about, well, I guess Kiwi Golf Club style themes and ideas around those. That's what you guys are doing. So I guess that's sort of how we became connected in a way. I don't think we really played too much golf together, but
lucky.
I guess we still haven't really played too much golf together, right?
I think we've had
maybe 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah,
over the past 5 years.
Yeah. You're saving yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I guess that sort of got me down the road of Random Golf Club, which I sort of started to go down that route and met with Eric Anderslang online, and we had some discussions around some ideas of bringing it to New Zealand or bringing it sort of worldwide. I guess that's what he has done now. And so I sort of started to work around that a little bit, but came a little bit busy with just work and life and stuff. So a friend of mine, Jonathan Petrie, has taken that over, and he's done a pretty good job. And I guess Kiwi Golf Club and Random Golf Club have a sort of a similar style, or maybe a similar theme, but a different style. But so I guess that sort of Pete's sort of just sucked me in and keeps enticing me, and it's just become something that I am involved in now naturally. But I think I'm sort of part of it naturally anyway.
That's just how
what I do, what I'm about. I guess this is what Kiwi Golf Club's about as well. Like playing golf, meeting new people, hanging out. You don't have to play good golf. That's not really important. Scorecards don't really matter. It's just like hanging out with the lads or the lasses.
So and like, so we got the tag there. So if anyone wants to follow it on Instagram, Facebook as well, Level Pegs. What about that part of you there? Because you sponsor our KGC startup packs.
Yeah. Well, that was sort of a bit of an accident as well. I guess being in sales a little bit, it's a bit of an entrepreneurial thing of me to do. But I don't know. I found these tees. I needed those tees. I need those tees for the rest of my life. So I was like, I wonder if people would buy these. I wonder if these are good. I wonder if they work. So I ordered a whole ton of them and did some in-depth testing, as I like to do with all products, and worked out really well. So I handed them out to the lads, and wasn't long before I was making another order and a third order and a fourth order, and then I don't know, it just sort of got spiraled out of control a little bit, and now I don't know, I was creating packaging, and now there's wholesale accounts. I think there's a dozen wholesale accounts now around the country, pro shops that have them. So I don't even know how it happened. Really, I just wanted to try and build a sweet club building workshop where I could build golf clubs, but yeah, it's almost become bigger than that now. So I don't know, it's sort of fun.
We did get a comment actually. It was last week before or something that they were too good. They weren't breaking. It was the issue that we're having. So I'm amazed you're even getting stale still. I thought you would have stocked up the country by now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think people just want to they get bored, so they change colors and get a lot of gifts and stuff. But they also do break because they are wooden, and well, everything breaks. Plastic breaks, whatever, they all break. You know, it's but they are definitely stronger. They're made from the same wood the NBL baseball bats are made from. So they're very strong and a little bit thicker. Yeah, so they're quite high impact resistant and flexible as well. So they don't snap originally; they sort of just fracture. And you can actually use a broken one for 2-3 rounds if you can balance it properly. So
certainly can.
I get a lot of that. We just got here Luke Taylor, amazing tees, love my level pigs.
Yeah, Luke's a lad.
Sean O'Shea, mine arrived today, so I'll rock them at Sherwood Park tomorrow. Oh, we got a Northlander.
Nice, Sean.
Hey.
Carl George, just while you're here watching, I hope you shave it off, buddy. Stop holding on. You don't snap 15 every round. That is true.
Carl does, but if you've played golf with him, you'll see why.
Yeah. And Glenn Neal, what's good about Level Pegs tees, Sam?
They're not plastic, Glenn.
There you
Very
go.
good point.
Hey, question for you, Sam. Do you know was Dan using Level Pegs when he won a couple of weeks ago in Spain?
I think he had run out.
Or was he using it like the challenge tour tees they're given?
I don't know, man. But he
Let's just
messaged
say
me.
was, eh?
Yeah, he definitely
was.
was. He definitely was at the Open Championship, so that's pretty cool. But
that's cool.
I think he had well and truly run out because maybe I just didn't supply him enough. But
fuck, he's been away that
long. He gave
long.
it a good go. He's been gone a long time, man. What is it? 5 months? Like
I think since May-ish, maybe just after the Charles Tour events and stuff. I think he left.
Yeah, that's.
Well, he didn't play the PGA at Te Puke, so.
No, there's a few Aussie boys came over for that too, eh? So.
Yeah. But no, he's been away a long time.
Yeah. So one question I did actually have for Sam is a golfing highlight, mate. Like, what's your career shot or your career little golfing moment that you can hold fame to? That be proud of. Go on, share it out.
I actually did think about this, and it wasn't a shot that I hit, but it was just something funny that happened. I was actually caddying for a friend of mine, and he's now our club captain at Royal Wellington, Wayne Eagleson. I was caddying for him at the World Cup of Golf in Melbourne at Metropolitan Golf Club, and in our group was Matt Kuchar, and his caddy, his name's also Sam, if I remember correctly. We look identical. Like in many ways, so many people have like mentioned, "Oh, you look like Kuchar's caddy," rah, rah. And so anyway, we're walking down. Wayne's probably the fastest golfer you'll ever meet in your life, and I'm trying to be all caddy-like, stand on the tee and pull out the yardage book and tell him where to aim. And I'm like, "Oh, Wayne, if you just take that tunk," he just like already hammers it down the fairway, and he hits this like low hook. And it landed on the right side of the fairway and sort of banked up this bunker and ran. And Kuchar was like, "Oh, good drive." And then Kuchar teed off, and we get up to the ball, and Wayne is 80 meters past him. And like I measured it out, and the difference between the tees was 30 meters. So like he had 50 on Kuchar. And he's like, he's like a 14 handicap, and it was just one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Rate it.
Oh, that's good. Well, I got some quick fire questions too. The boys might want to jump in with a couple after the 4 that I've got just from a couple of past episodes. But I want to know if you're for or against the belly putter there, Sam.
I'm going to go 105% against it because I
Damn it. Okay.
don't think it's necessary. I think
think
putting
it's hard.
I think putting's a skill and it can be learnt. It doesn't matter what putter you use. Like there are, some putters are completely wrong. Some putters are close enough where it just comes down to skill, and I think that can be learnt. Belly putting is sort of. I'd rather putt bad.
Okay. I just wanted some love. Like I just want a little hope of someone going, I'm okay for it. Yeah, because I'm the only one that's used it. It's still just me. Okay. I was trying to sneak one through there, but obviously that's failed. The question I like, Cam threw this one at us the other day. You're on the way home from the bar or the club there in the Uber. Where you pull over? What's your takeaways of choice?
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
you,
These
brother.
are all you.
All you.
All for you, mate. All for you.
Got 2 more.
I'm just. This might be tragic, but I'm just Noodle Cantino. Like,
Hey, different.
straight up.
What time are you? What time are you?
Man.
What time are you coming home?
Perfect. Very, very early in the morning,
There it is.
which is actually very, very late.
Is Noodle Canteen open like late into the night?
Courtney Place, brother.
Yeah, man. You'd be surprised what you can get on
Okay.
Courtney Place.
I'll be honest.
And
I've
maybe
never
it's,
actually been-
maybe it's
I've
not
never
as
been
late
to
as I
Wellington.
think, but it's my go-to.
All right.
No, they got is it
I'm not
KC?
proud of it.
KC.
Oh,
Canteen?
Casey Cafe? Dude,
Yeah.
like we
Right.
could go on, we could start a whole nother podcast about that.
All right.
Come March.
We
Come
gotta-
March, Cam, we've got to take you down to Courtney Place because I think if you're on the market, you'll do well down there.
Mhm.
And we'll hit up Mishmosh, and then we'll end the night at KC Canteen. It'll be awesome.
It's
when
a
are we
2-bar
go-
stretch.
When are we going down to Wellington, boys?
Once we can get out of Auckland, mate. Jeepers.
Yeah,
ASAP.
the day you can get out.
Yeah, if
I'm,
we can get
I'm
out.
thinking like mid to late March.
Okay.
That's when everyone needs to come down. So
All right. So the other one is drinking on the course or just after the game?
I'm partial to both.
What do you have?
It depends what goes on. Like we have certain events, like club events, that are if you don't booty the first 6, like it's over, man. And like you might as well have a couple on the road. But I'm also. I'd say I'll go both ways.
Okay. Well, okay. That's gonna.
It depends on.
That's going to be
the
a reel
company.
later on. That little term will be a reel later on. We can. Throw it around. Okay. Joggers. Are you for or against the joggers?
Yeah. Like I say, I can go either way. Depends on who's rocking it. Like I think Cam could pull it off,
Oh,
but I don't think I could pull it off.
I don't know if I could. To be honest with you, boys, I don't actually think I can pull off the joggers. I just prefer to roll up the pants. Like the joggers for me aren't a look, but rolling up the pants, just a couple.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. I like that.
I don't know that.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll truck it along. We're going along well here. So around the grounds a little bit there, Cam. Can you tell us what's happening with the amateur sort of golf out there, or the pros golf that we need to know in New Zealand?
There's a bit on. I guess we can, we'll start with some somber news, which is the cancellation of Pegasus and Taranaki on the Jenny and Holmes Charles Tour. It's sad because I think all 4 of the Charles Tour events that were scheduled for, right now would be in the middle of a 4-week stretch, plus the Cello Series on the PGA Pro-Am circuit. So it's pretty sad that none of those got to go ahead. There have been some revised events, and I'll get to that in a second about the Mount Open. But I know that Pegasus and Taranaki are looking at having some kind of event potentially, like a 1 or 2 day thing, if they can get that together and if the border restrictions kind of allow it. But yeah, pretty sad on that front. And I think, I don't know if we spoke about it last week, but the New Zealand Amateur, which I think was scheduled for the Otago Golf Club, Balmacuen, also being cancelled. So COVID's really just kind of putting a halter on all competitive golf here, which kind of sucks because I know there's a lot of guys here who probably starting to get some pretty itchy feet. But yeah, enough on that. I think we'll touch on the Mount Open last week, which Sam, you went and watched. And I don't know if the people listening at home managed to catch the results or the leaderboard of that, but Kerry Mountcastle out of Masterton had a 61 on a par 72, and I think he won by 4 or 5 shots over. I think it was. I think
it was 6.
Was it 6?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some serious game, and he's a full-time sparky, I think, or plumber down in Masterton. So, I mean, if you're out there and watching and want to get behind a golfer from down in Masterton, make him, see if he can play golf full time. Like I'd get behind him because I think he's got the goods. And he won on the Charleston earlier this year down in Manawatu. So good for Kerry to get back in the winner's circle. But around the world, hasn't been a huge amount on last week. Danny Lee got back in the mix, finished second at the Bermuda Championship, and that was good enough to retain his tour card, which is huge because I think he was playing off conditional status. So to have an event like that is massive. Nice to have at least one Kiwi out on the main tour this year in America. So that's cool. And then this week, Dan Hillier, he's got his final event on the Challenge Tour Series, and he's currently in 18th place on the road to Mallorca. And the top 20 after this week on the season-long points race gets their card on the European Tour. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's huge opportunity for Dan, and he's playing some good golf. So I expect to see him back in the mix. And I don't know if you're a betting man like Bondi, could be a good punt for a top 20, maybe a first-round lead, top 10. I don't even know if Challenge Tour is actually on the tab, but if it is, put a little fiver on him.
I'll find a book, mate. Don't you worry.
That'll be on there.
Yeah, so that's it. LPGA Tour having a week off. Not actually. This is my mistake. Bad homework here. But is anything happening on the European Tour this week, boys?
Portugal.
Great question.
You one job, Cam.
I know. One job is to just no golf, and I overlooked that. But
I think it was a week off. To be fair.
Yeah, that's what I thought. If somebody in the comments is at home and they can jump on Google, let us know in the comments. That'd be epic. But that's pretty much it, boys. Not really much happening here in NZ. But yeah, a couple cool things happening around the world for our pros. I can touch on. I know, like I said last week, I was having Denzel Urmea on the podcast on my YouTube channel podcast. We haven't recorded that yet. He's just getting settled into his new home in Dallas. But I spoke to him today, and we're going to hopefully have it teed up by the end of the week. So there's some boys in the States doing some pretty cool things, him and Nick Vogt. And then actually that reminds me, Ty Coe up on the KPGA Q School, he actually won his first or second stage that he was at last week. So he's progressed through to the next round, to the next stage of Q School in Korea. So yeah, there's a bit happening, but I think you've got to get overseas to make anything work at the minute.
Is Tycho the kid that won the PGA, NZPGA?
Yeah. He won it at Te Puke. So another guy who's just got so much game. And I think we've got so many guys here that are unbelievably good that just need to go play overseas, in my opinion. Dan Hillier is proving it right now. So, that's it, boys.
I was showing at Te Puke the other day. I was showing where he got up and down from for Eagle on the last, and he was in this fairway bunker on the left-hand side of the fairway. He would have had 240 to the green, and somehow got up and down from there.
Yeah.
So, no
he's a shot maker.
Yeah.
He's a shot maker. He's got a pure swing, and you've seen the guy walk down a fairway in a tournament, he just oozes confidence. He's pretty good to watch. But yeah. Oh, cheers for the guys in the comments. We've got the Portugal Masters this week, and I'm assuming for that event, I'll say Josh Geary and Foxy probably have starts in that. So yeah. Thanks for that. Fuck, we've got some loyal listeners. Cheers, boys. Help me do my job.
Yeah.
That'll be it next week.
Euro.
Next week we'll just jump to Cam and it'll be so if everyone could just log on and just let me know the Euro.
We'll just read it out the comments.
Just read it out of the comments. That'd be
James. James has done me a solid there, and James is a young boy. I think he's 8 or 9 years old. Played in club champs out at Muriwai over the weekend. So well done to him playing in the men's club champs. Yeah, Foxy's come home.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. Maybe that could be that. Maybe that's potential next guest option, Bondi.
Oh, big
He's got
recap.
plenty of time on his hands, right?
Yeah, sitting in the MIQ might be a go. Might have dropped some
Yep.
beers off at the MIQ front door to get
Yeah.
those in.
He'll be with his whānau, but I'm sure. I mean, that guy's he's so generous with his time, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. No, it'd be
He's
cool
a
to
lad.
get him on. Yeah, I know he'll be fizzing to get back into NZ and go fishing. Good fishing weather now. So yeah.
Mm.
Good. All right. So yeah, we'll move it along. We'll have a little break here. I just want to say, everyone, thanks very much for getting your pre-order of polos in. The pre-orders for the polos have closed. So if you did miss out, we have actually picked up a couple of extras for stock, and they'll be extremely limited. So keep an eye out for those. There, how many? They'll be what, a couple of months away, Pete, for the polos to land, or
No, I want to have them out by Christmas. So
by Christmas? Oh, no.
they should be here the week of the 6th of December, and in customers' hands kind of the week after that. Just
that's good. We won't hold you to it because it might be with courier post for a week and a half, the way some things go.
You know.
Yeah, it's Christmas time and shipping. Yeah, no, that's fair. So no, thank you everyone for jumping into those. Real cool design that we've got running there. Also, we've got our Kiwi Golf Club group that this is published on. We've also got our public page. If you haven't liked that, jump over and like that. And we kind of want to see a few more photos on the page. If you could, I mean, some of our members have been posting some real cool photos out there. So if you've got some golfing images, just send those one out. And yeah, love to see those going up. And always, thanks to Boneface. I'd say they're sponsoring the whole podcast, but really it's just been me chipping away at it. Sorry there, fellas, but you all took a half kick.
When do I get my supply, mate? I'm off.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, no, this is a stitch up. I've left Cam out. Are you at the club tomorrow, Cam?
I'll be back at Gulf Harbour Friday. Be there Friday.
They'll all be gone by then. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
No.
It looks like there's only there's only 6 dozen, bro. They'll be long gone.
No, these are all empty. These are prop boxes.
That's actually Fraser's boxes. That's his recycling from the weekend. He still hasn't put it out yet.
Yeah. Well, my missus actually threw my missus threw these boxes out, and I had to run down to the cardboard skip and get them out to make sure had a bit of background there for the podcast. All right. So yeah, and also if anyone's got some questions or little topics that you want us to bring up, just throw those in the comments. Okay. So moving along, next sort of talking point. I don't know if I want to really bring that one up, that talking point number 2. What are you guys sort of feeling? We won't bring that one up.
The distance chat?
Oh, is that what we're going to? Perfect. All right. Thanks, Cam. So we just want to talk about distances on the golf course. I'm skimming over the other one for now. Someone might bring it up. The distance chat on the golf course. So there was a good post. I don't know if you guys saw it. That created quite a bit of conversation about which tees you should play off for your score. And I kind of just wanted to know sort of some opinions on what you guys thought about it. I saw someone saying improving. If you wanted to get better at the game, you should play the longer tees. And I'm going to start with let's start with our guest. What do you reckon there, Sam?
Like I don't really honestly mind what tees you play or whatever, but if it is a full field or a busy day and there's plenty of other people on the golf course, then man, you just want to like get moving. And I don't mean you need to be rushed or like whatever, but I wouldn't suggest playing the tips in front of a full field, just out of sort of like respect for the rest of the field. I mix up my tees all the time. I play the yellow tees at Royal Wellington. We have yellow, green, white, blue, black. So 5 sets of tees. I've probably played the yellow tees, I don't know, maybe a dozen times in the 7 years I've been there. And I've probably played the green tees 50 times. White tees are sort of normal. Probably play the black tees less than I've played the yellow tees. So I don't know. Again, I think I go both ways on that. And I don't think playing the longer tees you will ever improve. I think that's sort of flawed for several reasons. But I think, man, if it's a Tuesday afternoon and there's no one on the course, sure, give it a whirl, man. Perfect time. It could be fun. Your handicap's definitely going to go up. Maybe it's going to work out better for you. If you hit it sort of far, but you've got a mid to high handicap, it could be fun. But I don't know, man. If it's a club day or if there's more than 150 people on the course, just play the normal tees and And I also think playing forward is sort of fun, man. You can hit on the greens off the tee, like you can make tons of birdies, man. Like shit. Real easy way to get scratch is to just print off the yellow tees.
What about Cam as our resident coach? Tee selection. What do you think?
I mean, I agree with Sam on a lot of those comments. I think it depends on the golf course for me. Like if I'm going to play one of the marquee courses around New Zealand, I like to play the tips and just try and get the hardest test possible. But in theory, and part of that's because it's obviously, it's not competition, but I'm also not really too fussed about the score. Like if I have to reload on a couple holes, like Cape Kidnappers, the plank, or the Pirates hole, like I think I stood there and hit like 2 or 3 tee shots once because I just couldn't hit the fairway. But it didn't really bother me, so I was prepared for that. But when I'm just out at Gulf Harbour with mates or clients or whatever, like I quite often play the reds or the whites, just for something different. Like it's actually really tricky to try and hit a driver on a green from like 280 because the landing zone all of a sudden becomes really, really small. And so, I don't know, it becomes a round where you might make like 10 birdies, but also like 4 doubles. So it's, I enjoy the challenge of it. And I think for people just getting into the game, or if you're a slightly higher handicapper, like I think it makes a lot of sense to play off a set of tees where you get to hit a lot of like 8 irons, 9 irons, wedges into greens. And I think there's a lot more enjoyment to be had and hitting some greens in regulation and having some, I guess, more lofted clubs into some greens as well. I think that really helps. And like, I don't know, I think you made a comment, Fraser, about your papa or granddad playing with him, and he said on driver 3 would 6 iron into some par 4s. And I think like, I don't know, there's got to be some more enjoyment in, hitting some shorter clubs into greens. Like, I think it's all relative to not just your skill level, but also just how far you hit it too. So, I don't know. It depends for me. Like I see the benefit in both, but for someone just getting into the game, like there's really no need, like to, I've done it plenty of times with clients who, on the slightly higher end of handicaps and take them off the reds and yellows, and they're still grinding to make the same sort of scores, but they're just actually hitting some lesser clubs in. And I think if you just park the ego for a second and actually just go out and just give it a try. We do it, Fraser, when we play the Red Tee Challenge for our 9-hole Twilight at Gulf Harbour. And the scoring, some guys play really well, but the scoring isn't that much better, if any, at all, really, if you think about it. So I think more people should give it a crack. You'll play way faster, potentially have less shots, and you get to hit your scoring clubs a little more often. So I only really see upside to it. I don't know, the concept or the conversation around using or playing the black tees to try and get better all the time, like it'll work to a point, but I don't think it has to be that way inclined. Unless you're trying to be, say, a PGA Tour player, then it might have some benefit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I always say, like, you watch it on TV, right? You watch golf on TV, and the guys are hitting 8 iron, 7 iron, pitching wedge into all these greens. And then you go out and play the same similar length course, and you're hitting 4 iron hybrid, and you're expecting to shoot the same score. And your expectations are up here, but you're hitting a completely different club into every green. It's just not really relevant. And I think you're right with the scoring. Like, I'd bet like you go put any sort of scratch golfer off our reds at Gulf Harbour, which is our most forward tees, and maybe the scores come in like 66 is a really good score. But it doesn't come in like someone's all of a sudden shooting 59 because the course is hard around the greens, like most courses are. You only hit 14 drives, right? So, What about PVK? Yes. What tees are you in, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I'll normally play the blue tees on a summer Saturday. I'll drop off to the white tees over winter and play off there. Just make it the same run. But I guess like one thing that I notice is how different the courses between the two tees, and they might only be 10, 15 meters apart max. But that brings, bunkers into play, fairway bunkers, or, my approach is just completely different, which is a nice little thing to change it up. But yeah, man, for golfers that want to improve, all about playing off the 4 tees. How even like, what is it, Operation 36, where you kind of just start and just kind of
start at the front and move your way back.
Yeah. Just doing that over a bit of time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sort of have a lot of midday groups and stuff that play at Royal Wellington, and a lot of them, as soon as it hits a specific month, like as soon as summer has been launched or even spring has been launched, they move back to the white tees, and none of them can hit the par fours and two. Not one of them.
Yeah.
Driver 3 wood into par fours. Like that's not. And they're like, it's summer. We have to play the white tees, and you're like,
On a club day, Sam, how many players?
It doesn't make any sense. Like
on a club day down there, how many players would have more than 36 Stableford points? If you had a field of 50.
With the new handicapping system, it's changed a lot. But
Okay.
So tomorrow, for example, we have the women in the morning, and there will be 90 women, maybe 70, and 40 points is a rarity, like a rarity. But they play the green tees, which is sort of the longest tees for the women. I try to stress the forward tees, but whatever. And then then we have two groups that go off. One go off at lunchtime. One goes off at 12:30, and between those two, there'll probably be 80, 90 players, and both play the white tees. And the majority of them will struggle to reach the par fours and two.
Yeah.
But again, 40 points is becoming a rarity.
Yeah,
I think 40 points is becoming an extremely good round.
Yeah. I just don't see how hitting, like having to try and fit 3 woods in between bunkers onto the front parts of the greens is fun. Like surely you'd want to be coming in with some, lofted clubs into the greens.
When you hit 3 wood low.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but touching on PVK's point in there about the variety that you can get, I think that's if you are a member of one club and tend to play the same course every single week, like fuck, it must get boring just hitting the same clubs off the same tees into the same holes, like week after week after week. Like, I think that's if you've got a course that has a variety, which I think most courses kind of do these days, probably at least has 3 to 4 different options, maybe 5 at some of the bigger courses, but it kind of just gives you a fresh perspective on some different angles, some different dog legs. You can be a bit more aggressive, take some trees on. I think if you're getting bored of your golf course, I'd say that's probably one thing you can do. And I don't know.
Here's a question for you guys, and it's something that I may or may not do. But on the course, I might be 180 out and into a par 5, hit my shot, shank it, drop another ball, hit another one. Like, what am I trying to say?
He's remembering today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those waters, eh?
No. So like playing multiple shots so that you can actually hit the right one that you intended to. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Like, is it the same as playing multiple balls on course?
Man, if you're playing by yourself, go for it. Like, you hit as many balls as you want, as long as you're not like holding anyone up, man. Do whatever you want.
I don't see
my
an issue with
opinion,
that.
I couldn't care less. Like,
repair your divots.
But
yep, absolutely.
Yeah, repair your divots in your
course care is premium, man. Like, that's the only thing that really matters. Hit as many balls as you want, as long as you repair your divots.
On there, I think depending on who it is, the whole like drag another ball, hit another shot, and try and forget the shit shot and then try and replace it in your mind with a good one. I think part of if this is, I guess, for the people that are wanting to be competitive golfers, I think if you hit a shit shot, part of becoming a good golfer is being able to either accept or move on from the fact that you did hit a good shot. Like, don't just, because you don't get that luxury in tournament golf to just drop another one and have it not count or matter for anything. I think part of it is being able to sit with that uncomfortable feeling, and obviously you're going to have to drop another one because you've got to hit a provisional, but that's
Cam did Cam did a training thing. This wasn't what I was going to say. I'll go back to it. But Cam did a training thing that I saw that I thought was quite funny, and very good for your golf too. Where I think one of your guys or your team, they failed their task and they had to walk to the cafe and then back, and it was just like the saddest little walk, because they know that they had failed and they had to accept that for like 60 seconds and then turn around,
walk of shame,
and walk back going, oh yeah, I failed, and they did that. But that's very good for like you're saying, for training to play in tournaments, because there is a lot of time between shots when you are playing some tournaments. But what I wanted to touch on is actually with the tees thing. What is your guys' opinion or like thoughts, I guess, on playing in a club Stableford? Is the best way to say it. Club Stableford is what I do at Gulf Harbour, and we play it across multiple tees. with that new handicapping system. So you can choose. I'm going to play in the Stableford today. It's I'm going to play the white tees because I'm 75 and I hit the ball nowhere. But I'm going to also play with Tom. He's on a 3 handicap and he's playing off the black tees. What are you guys' thoughts on the competitions running like that? Those more social, competitive
Absolutely,
competitions.
Man. Yeah. As long as people are keeping up pace of play, there's no real problem. Like, I don't think you should be playing the black tees because you get a higher handicap and you feel that's going to be easier, and then slow up the field. But man, if you're going to keep up with the field, I think it's a great idea. I think it's the advantage of having the new handicapping system, like and like using it correctly.
No, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, no, I for me personally, I don't mind it. I think the way that it's been going, Fraser, is pretty good. I think it gives people the opportunity. So long as the format of the day is the same, I think it gets a little tricky, Fraser, when we've got the jackpot and the twos running. And I could think of a couple of members I know that would play reds when the jackpot's really, really high. And obviously the handicap's getting punished for it on the Stablefoods, but it
doesn't matter.
They're going out there to try and get the 2 twos, which, hey, fair game, right? You got to.
We did put some rules in place. We did say you had to be off a certain tee to win the jackpot. We put that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. We said that you had to be back off the actual standard club tee for the season. So the whites and blues. So we did put it in. But I've just been reminded that we're flying, lads. We're 52 minutes in. Wow, less like that. But we got to get to a very important part. We're going to have to skip over some other stuff. But we got to get into sort of something that might be out there in the golfing world that grinds your gears. This is a little bit of venting out there. Sam works in a pro shop, so maybe we should start with him.
Can I go second? Because I just need to generate my rant. Give me a second. So we'll go. Hey, can you go first? Oh, Cam, can you go first?
He's got a baby in hand. That's why he can't grind my gears that much at the moment.
Oh, he's managing that well.
Nothing's grinding his gears.
Well, I'm actually, it's a subtle flex, but it's preempting. It's preempting something that is definitely going to grind my gears. Like I said earlier in the show, I got my jab today, and over the last hour, my arms just started to get really quite sore. That feeling that everybody knows. And I've actually got a game at Aotearoa on Thursday. And I haven't played golf in about 2.5 weeks, and I was quite keen to hit some balls tomorrow, hit some balls Thursday morning beforehand, but if the old arm's feeling a bit shit, and I'm hoping that I don't get cold sweats during the night and have a bad reaction. But that's the only thing that could potentially grind my gears this week is if I respond poorly to this jab, and it stops me from playing golf on Thursday, because it's been a minute. I made 2 golf swings on. That's beautiful, Pete. Yeah, made 2 golf swings on Saturday that I filmed purely just to post it, and those are literally the only 2 shots that I hit. So it's been a while since I've actually played golf. So that's what's grinding my gears, or what could potentially grind my gears, boys. But what about you, Sam? You had a minute to think about it, mate. What's grinding? What's getting you a bit?
Okay, I won't take this too long, but again, this could be a whole nother podcast in itself. But something that sort of grinds my gears a little bit is I guess people are open to their allowed to have opinions, and that's fine. But what golf clubs or specific golf clubs are worth? I hear these in the comments here, especially a lot. Is this golf club worth it? Is this worth it? Is that worth it? Right? Whether it be equipment, whether it be a course, whatever. And worth is, in my opinion, sort of very subjective to the person, and it also depends on what you're going to get out of that establishment or even that product. So I don't as most of you probably know, I have a very, very severe golf club addiction, and I have no problem spending money on golf equipment because I use it, and it's sort of my hobby, and I love it, and I don't have any problem with that. I also don't have a problem paying for golf, especially it's always your choice. I have a choice to pay $195 at Wairaki, for example, and I'm happy to do that. I may not do it every day, but I'm more than happy to do that, and I feel like the facilities they offer are absolutely worth that.
For sure.
And I guess that's sort of it. I could continue, but I guess just like what's worth, like is Shandon worth $40? Absolutely. Is Shandon worth $120? Maybe not. But I mean, I guess it's again like Pete, you're shaking your head. But I mean, if Shandon said it's $120 to play tomorrow, we'll give you free food, free booze, driving range, a caddy. Would it be worth $120? Maybe. So I mean, like everything it's always subjective. So
For sure.
Just that little comment sort of grinds my gears a little bit sometimes.
I think off the back of that too, Sam, I reckon a lot of it has to do with who you're going to play with that day as well, as whether it's going to be worth it or not. Like it's your
100%.
playing partners and the energy in the group that really makes the golf day out what it is. But
$195 to play alone. Like I wouldn't choose to do that. So I wouldn't be asking the Kiwi Golf Club, is it worth it? Because in my opinion, that's not worth it. But to go and play with the lads, keen.
if there's a golf
keen.
course, is there a golf course in the world, Sam, that you would pay good money to go play by yourself? Which one would it be?
Oof. I'm going to say, and this is a little bit of a shout out to Glenn Neal, actually, because we discussed this a month or so back, but probably Swedens Cove in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Nine hole? Keen. Super keen.
Right.
I'd play by myself happily.
I like it. PVK?
Yeah. What's grinding my gears this week? So on the old used golf clubs page in Z, I have a set of beautiful MP33 blades that I got after shooting at 83, thinking, oh yeah, I'm good. But obviously this is Parnapa, everybody. Parnapa turned up, so I decided that I should probably move them on because I'm not really going to use them as much as I would have thought. So tired because that's what grinds my gears. Fuck me, dude. I had a guy that goes, Can I put a deposit down? So I was like, yeah, bro, sweet as. Got $50 on my account on Friday. He messages me back Friday night. He's like, oh, hey, bro, can I get that money back? I need to pay for insurance, and I'm not going to have time to do these clubs up. And I was like, that's not how a deposit works. But because you're young, and I'm okay with it, I will do it. You fucking little ass.
Sometimes it becomes like a little bit emotional torture, eh? Like
it's painful, but you put a lot of time in,
and it's unnecessary. Like, just don't do it. Like,
yeah, Bondi, what's going on?
How about you, Bondi?
I mean, those are two very inspiring things I want to blow up on. But
go for it, man.
No.
Bondi, you've got a minute.
This is my last chance to bring up any sort of this people booking in and stuff like that. But I know that we had our announcement for Auckland going to that step 2 yesterday afternoon. When I left Gulf Harbour at 5:30 yesterday afternoon, there was not a single phone message or email that needed to be answered for a booking. And then when I got there at 7 o'clock this morning, there was 12 messages asking about Fourball bookings for the Wednesday going onwards. Like, we just got that update yesterday afternoon, all right? I get that. So when I get probably about 100 phone calls in the morning asking about it, which is great. I'm really happy that you want to come and play. But when I say, sorry, I don't know, or .golf had a little bit of an issue this morning because it crashed and they fixed it up, which is all good. But if you keep calling back, it's really frustrating. Like, I've got your number. I'll call you. I'll book you in. Trust me, it's fine. We haven't forgotten yet. So just be patient. I know everyone's fizzing to get out, especially for Aucklanders, and play some golf. And thanks to everyone who did wait. But that's what grinds my gears. Just take some time, because all the visitors that are coming to our club, I love you. I respect you. Thanks for coming. But the members are 100% getting looked after first before you get a call.
Totally.
So yeah, no, that's what does it for me. And that's sort of us. That's our 1 hour. That flew by, boys. That was great.
No swing tips, no rules advice. I guess we have to save that for next week.
No equipment chat. Like nothing too deep. Man,
we're gonna have to have you on again, Sammy.
Should we go another hour? Or?
If you started bringing out your equipment, chat, like all of a sudden we could be here for quite some time. Just give us a quick comment here, Sam. How many putters do you have?
Putters I'm actually running low on at the moment. because I've
how
donated
many?
a couple to some 4.
Oh, only 4. Okay, well that's good. That's good.
All of them will stay with me for life. But
Right.
don't ask me how many iron sets I've got.
So
You know
how
what-
many
what-
irons?
Yes, so how many iron sets have you got?
Yeah, that's what I asked. Don't ask me.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, we won't do that then.
I'd say it's greater than 6 and less than 11.
Oh,
Okay. That's too many.
just on this running out of things to talk about, and Sam saying that he could go on a few things. Am I hearing a potential, like, can you make a good podcast host, Sam? You thought about diving level peaks down that route? Surely.
I have discussed this recently, but
Did I
I
just
don't know, man.
open a
I
can
don't
of
know.
worms for you?
Well, but
I don't know,
James
man.
James Peters in there. Well,
I've actually
awesome.
got a I feel like I've got a really good idea, and I think it's something New Zealand needs, and it sort of revolves a little bit around my grind my gears comment, but I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next few months.
I got an idea.
I've got to move to the Bay of Plenty first.
I've got an idea on how we can do this. I've learned it from watching any YouTube creator content tips. But if we get this video to like 15 likes, we'll get Sam doing his own level pegs.
If we can get 10,000 views in the next week.
And the next week, Sam's going to do a podcast, and we're away.
Maybe. Hey, here's an idea. You know how we're talking about the KGC after hours?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I reckon Sam would be a fucking great host for that.
It's not
Could
R8.
be.
It's R18, right?
Yeah.
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 This
And
is
is
where
it
you can get.
Video?
Oh, not that sort of shit, mate.
Hey, what are you thinking about, man? I was just talking about golf clubs.
needs to show them off. But yeah. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it there, guys. Thanks very much, Level Pegs, Sam Brooks for joining us.
And thanks for
PBK
having me.
and Cam Jones. Yeah, no problem. Enjoy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks
We'll
everybody.
do it again.
Cheers,
Can
fellas.
someone come out outro, because
Yeah.
with no PJ we can't play the music. The outro.
No,
play
I
us
can't.
out.
Sorry.
Play us out. How do we do it?
No. We actually,
Oh, you
we
mean
can't.
make like sing it out?
No, this is
Yeah.
this is it. This
I
is
can't
the
say.
ending. This is staying in, right? This is the ending.
This
I'll,
is like
I'll-
a secret
I'll-
song on an album.
I can play it.
I'll
I can
end
play
with
a
the
song.
start. I'll end with the start.
I'll end with the start. We'll play it out.
The start is the same.
No.
I don't
Do you want me to play a song?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it there. How do we hit the cut button? This might be us.
Good
All
night.
right.
everybody.
Thanks, lads.
Good night,
I'm out.
everybody. Cheers.
Later.